clap on 3.
Are we all doing it?
Wait.
1, 2.
Hang on. You didn't say 3.
All right.
Wait,
1,
three or-
2, 3.
Okay, there we go.
Nice.
Okay, cool.
That would be perfect.
All right, cool. Yeah, just make sure. I mean, these are the mics we sing into, so. You got to get kind of right into it, not
all over it.
all over
All
it.
up in
And
it.
I'll keep. We wanted headphones, but then
Dude, I feel
I
weird in headphones
budgeted
all the
poorly,
time.
so then, but it gets kind of tough. Like me and him were talking the other night, and I didn't have headphones,
Yeah.
and then we realized we would get away, and then come back, and it would be.
Is that why they? Is that why?
That's
people
why they do
use-
it. Yeah. So
That
you can
makes
hear
sense.
yourself, and I probably was gonna keep them in the whole time. I was just gonna make sure everything sounded fine, you know.
Keep speaking to the mic.
Yeah.
A little louder.
Yeah.
So thought we'd start off. Tell us about the this podcast is not named yet. We're still working on that. Today is January 15th. We're sitting down with Julian and Jesse from Everyday Dogs.
Let's go.
We're here with Charlie Reeves, Kenny Lane, Parker Helms, and my name's Luke. So yeah, start off. Tell us about this tour that y'all did in the summer, in the little COVID summer.
Dude, I think it was on we did Jameson's podcast and with a little snippet of what happened on that shit show. Can we swear here? Is that okay?
Yeah, you can say what you want.
Dude, it was a grand mess of what happened. It was fun, but I don't know, we got an email March, maybe April.
I think it was February.
And it was these people that were they would send us these ridiculously long emails, which should have been red flag that you can't paraphrase. Talking I had to spend 30 minutes reading one email. I've never had to scroll for emails before.
That sucks.
And
Separate PDF.
It was so bad, dude. It was so bad. They were so every time anyone talked, it was like an excursion. It was ridiculous. But we kept getting these email. We got an email from these people, and they're like, "Hey, you guys should apply to come on tour with us." And we're like, "Okay, we'll apply. Why not? We want to go on tour."
Was it another band?
Oh,
okay.
Julian, get in the mic a little bit more.
Yeah, so it was pre-COVID too when we got this. So I guess around February. So the idea was our summer will be kind of normal, you know. And it was we would be part of a roster of multi-genre acts and stuff. So we were the rock band, and there was another group. It was just acoustic acts, and then there was some hip hop stuff, and so it was just kind of this weird hodgepodge of acts and stuff like that. So yeah, it was. I don't know. I call it kind of the good, the bad, and the ugly. We had a lot of fun driving. We drove 3,000 miles in 2 weeks. We were in Minnesota, Missouri, South Dakota, just kind of all over the place, playing these really small kind of park festivals things to just really small groups outside and stuff. But we dealt with a lot of
definitely
crazy
got
people. Well, I mean, it was
man.
It was a fire festival.
Yeah.
Kinda.
Yeah.
At least they got a good vacation out of
Yeah.
that, you know? I don't even. I guess that was a while ago at this point. I'm trying to remember. We thought that it was gonna be. They said oh yeah, everywhere we go, there's gonna be tons of people, tons of places. We'll have places to stay. Food's all provided. We'll help you out with gas. And we get there, and half of those things were true. Maybe. We get there, we show up to bumfuck nowhere, Missouri. They were good. It was good people, but it was out in the boondocks. I hadn't seen so much corn before in my life. But we stayed in a church for 3 days, and just we played in a park. We played in parks, skate parks, homeless shelters. We stayed in a homeless shelter.
All right.
Nice.
A motorcycle
It's
bar.
rock and roll, dude.
Yeah, it was pretty punk rock, but all the other artists, we were the only rock band, and we were they even told us they're yeah, people that are talented like you guys don't usually stick around. I'm that's not a good thing. You shouldn't tell people that.
That was the other thing about it. It was we're obviously from Athens. You have this pretty heavy music culture and stuff, and you gotta at least know what you're doing to play venues and to get people to want to listen to you. And we were
yeah, not to brag,
not
but
to it's we're a bunch of idiots and stuff like that, but we at least aren't getting up and embarrassing ourselves for the most part. And there were some
decent
people that were doing that.
yeah, we take the music seriously, not ourselves, and that's the way it should be. but it was just like if any of these like nice people, but it was not the
just like the quality musicianship was just really
like there's a bunch. Everyone was using tracks and like a bunch of rappers, and it was just like you have to have like pyrotechnics and like a light show for that to look good and like actually function well
at the homeless shelter.
Yeah, dude. Like tracks at the homeless shelter were like, dude, that was probably the best gig we had. Was at the homeless shelter.
We
They let
played
loose.
They loved that.
That's the highlight.
That's awesome.
Dude.
We played Freebird and like because it was like a Christian thing and like we played Black Sabbath and we got like all the church people like, can they do that?
So I was pretty much the last concert that us three had been to, or I think so. Yeah, was our own in February, and so Charlie had not heard y'all before, and Kenny had never really listened to y'all before.
Yeah.
So what was the? I kind of wanted to hear their like first impressions of the tunes. I showed him the old stuff and the new stuff. So
Two different bands.
some stuff was quite
Yeah, it's
different.
super
What do you think, Charlie?
I love it when bands do that. Switch their sound up. I think if you do the same thing over and over again, you're not really getting anywhere. But I just wanted to know who are y'all's like influences musically.
It's a good question.
There's a lot of them.
Yeah, like now or like you can tell we put out that song Blackfire and like you can tell it is just 90s
Yeah, heavy.
Yeah. Like I'm starting to like get into like now I'm starting to get into a lot more punk stuff.
Right.
A lot of like AC/DC, the Chats. If you're familiar with the Chats,
I love the Chats,
you really?
dude. I love the Chats.
Dude, it's such like a niche culture. Everyone that knows Chats loves the
I
Chats.
found Smoko when I was like in high school on YouTube,
Yep.
and it's like been in my digital library since then. I listen to it pretty much weekly. Just like one day I'll be like, it's time for Chats, and you play Smoko.
Is it Smoko?
Yeah, it's the best. It's the best song ever.
It's
So
fucking
good.
What was the band called?
It's called the Chats. They're
gonna
Australian.
check 'em out.
They're goons, man.
Crazy. First time I saw like the mullet comeback was
Yep.
him. He was the first one.
Yeah, like Australia's popping off right now. Like Sydney, they've got like so it's the Chats. Crazy punk scene happening in Sydney. There's the Chats, Skags. There's there's a couple different ones. Like I've been going like now I'm getting into the punk. So like the stuff right now is a wee bit more punk.
Okay.
But like definitely like my like singers of all time is like Chris Cornell, Lane Staley,
Gotta be.
Axl Rose. Don't think I'll ever sing like that, but like, I'm like aim high, miss high.
dream.
Yeah, but like we have all different. We all have like our like Venn diagram of stuff that's everybody like we can agree on this,
Yeah.
which is fewer than we would think. Like we all love Rage Against the Machine and like grunge,
Yes.
and like we don't do anything like them, but like this is what we all like. And then we've all got like our niche little, like punk. He's more into like Muse and stuff like that.
Right,
the
right.
bombastic, ridiculous shit.
How old are you?
I am 24.
Okay, and you currently are doing what?
So I help do all the management stuff with the band. So I'm the one that tracks the finances, and I kind of keep the spreadsheet and keep the books and all that. I do all the boring non-rock and roll stuff.
Yeah.
With the band. Yeah.
Were you Terry guy?
I was, yeah.
Ooh,
I did. Terry.
he's putting
I
it to
did,
use a little
yeah.
bit.
Yeah, I did a lot of stuff with school. I did management was my major, and then I minored in history, and then I did the music business program and a legal studies program. So I did a lot of studying in college.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So I didn't really start playing with bands until like senior year, which is good because I was just taking so many classes I would not have done very well with them just because you're playing with bands. It's like, all right, we were out till 2 a.m. on a Tuesday, and you got to test the next day. That sucks, But
That's why I'm getting 1 degree.
Yeah, the first time it might have been the second time I saw y'all. I remember, I didn't know you, but you were like, "Well, I have an 8 a.m." I was like, it was before I was like, man, this guy's cool.
Yeah, it was probably like after a show, and it's like I gotta be in class in a couple hours.
So I'm kind of curious. Are you guys from a musical family? Like, have you guys done music your whole lives, or just picked up in college?
no, we're really the only musical
Yeah,
ones in our
no, it's
family.
the family.
Like our grandmother played like a little bit of piano, but there's a lot. Everyone else just really doesn't. Doesn't do anything really. I mean, we both did
they
like
don't play, like they're not really into it either.
Yeah.
Like, well, they're into it now because we hound them about it.
Yeah.
But
yeah, it kind of became this thing like we kind of got into on our own almost. Like, well, we both like started playing in like saxophone in like middle school band. Like that's like the intro to music and stuff, and did that through like high school. And then like on the side, it was like, oh, Guitar Hero came out. That's really cool.
Dude,
And then,
Guitar
like,
Hero has everything to do with what happened.
Yeah,
I was
really.
talking
Yeah.
to my dad like a month ago because like they bought me Guitar Hero when I was like 6.
Oh
And I
yeah,
was like, the majority of the music I listen to now is because you bought me Guitar Hero as a 6-year-old.
dude.
Like,
Right.
Legends of Rock soundtrack goes
Unreal.
so hard.
Yeah.
We've got the AC/DC version of Rock Band.
Oh, yeah.
My whole family, we go hard on that one. It's
we were
fun.
talking about. I was like, I wonder how many like people will be like in the future. Like, yeah, I started listening to music because of Guitar Hero. Like,
That's what
I
I'm
feel like a
saying.
lot of people our age probably had a little bit of
It
influence.
has a lot to do. I wouldn't have found like any good music.
I know,
Like,
like-
it puts you on the right
Yeah,
track.
it
You know,
does,
it's like those are like
definitely.
those are the surface levels. Like, Welcome to the Jungle. You know.
Yeah.
Well, like I was like had just picked up an acoustic guitar when those games came out, so it started influencing like I'm listening to all this like AFI and like
Yeah.
all the weird
I don't
stuff
need
that's
this
all,
acoustic shit.
yeah, but it's like because really there was like just taking the acoustic guitar and it's like all right, well that's kind of fun, but I want to play Guns N' Roses, I want to
Yeah.
play Led Zeppelin, I want to do all this
Yeah.
stuff, and just like if it hadn't been for that, that would have just not been in my vocabulary of like what I was listening to or anything. But yeah, especially just like with all the thing with the guitar was like the big crazy guitar solo stuff that you like really didn't hear on the radio as much, and like I got really into that. I was
Right.
like listening to like all sorts of Guns N' Roses because I love Slash and like all this
Yeah.
crazy just like big bombastic lead guitar stuff that I really didn't hear or see a lot of people do that live, and I'm like I want to do that.
Yeah.
So that was a big influence on me.
What's your you're right-handed but you play left-handed? Is that it, or is it?
I'm reverse. I'm left-handed,
Okay.
but I play right-handed
okay.
guitar.
So you're
He's cheating.
Legato.
It's cheat codes. It's cheat codes.
Yeah,
That's what he's
yeah.
doing.
the legato is good, but the what is it called? Tremolo.
Yeah, my
The tremolo
picking-
sucks.
I give
yeah.
you shit, but
You're,
I give
yeah,
you shit
you're
for that.
giving away my guitar secrets.
I know,
Julian.
dude.
Yeah.
That's the thing. No one can play at least now. I've never seen anyone play as fast as you can on your left hand. But dude, whenever you try a trumpet, you like claw. You like it goes this way.
Well, there's a few guys that like getting like Marty Friedman from
Yeah.
Megadeth, like his hands like that, and he's just like
It's good. Is he
absurd. He can
left-handed
do
too?
it. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
that
just
makes
kind of
sense.
one of those things. But yeah, that's why I got the guitar. I think I played it at 40 watt the Schecter with like the Floyd Rose one because like I've never seen anyone play just weird dive bomb stuff in Athens. I was like, I can do that. That'll be fun.
Somebody's got to do it.
Yeah, just like the big crazy 80s guitar stuff. It's fun.
That's the thing, that's kind of like the music we got into, like classic rock. All the guitar solos, like we've progressed since then. But like, at least my music taste has, I think.
Right. Well, I mean,
But-
we have like our stuff that influenced us like growing up, like personally, like how I play guitars because I listen to like Ozzy and Guns N' Roses and stuff. But then like you have to pivot and transition when you're with other people and playing in a group setting. I'm sure
Right.
you know the same thing about that too. It's like you kind of have to find those points that we were talking about, that the Venn diagram.
Yeah, I was
finding
gonna say that Venn
overlap.
diagram.
Yeah, just to find what makes this a greater unit, really, as an entity.
Yeah, we all here have pretty different music taste, and I think
Yeah.
everyone
Yeah.
was able to enjoy something about you guys. I wanted to hear the I Admit. That
Yeah,
song
dude,
is
I
so
wish,
good.
man.
It's my
Dude,
favorite one. Next time though.
Really?
Next
That's your
time.
favorite one?
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
Dude, the first time I remember the first time I listened to Blackfire, I was kind of like, this is cool, but it
Yeah.
took a few times. But then I Admit, like I was like, this is cool. You're by yourself playing
Mhm.
acoustic, and then when the band came in, like when I bleed for you,
Yeah, dude.
that it goes really hard.
Like
it's cool.
Those songs are polar opposites. As
Very
far different as they can possibly be.
But it's still like not like poppy like how some of the old stuff was
Yeah.
that you didn't like. But I don't know. I just like that
It's
new one.
some, even though it's like really like majory, but it's almost like hymnal. It's very dark song. Like the lyric wise,
Yeah.
it's just like it's almost like somber. It's almost sad, even though it kind of sounds happy.
Yeah.
If that makes sense at all.
No.
So we're in here the other night, me and Charlie messing around, and we had a question. We thought we wanted to ask
Yeah.
every person who comes on. We thought we'd do like one of these a week. So Charlie, what was that?
Question is, have you ever seen Human Centipede? And if you have, what are your thoughts on the film?
Oh, yeah.
That's an excellent question.
Question for the ages.
What
Yeah.
if they haven't seen it?
I've seen the South Park episode about it. Does that
Human
count?
Centipede?
With the iPads?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's so good.
You didn't read the terms of agreement? Nobody reads it. Oh, that's me. That's my bad.
Hey, you're
I need
good.
to do Bixby.
It's a party foul
I
there.
know, dude. I hate
Yeah.
Bixby, man.
So you
I-
haven't seen it?
So like I watched a little bit because it came out like in middle school, and you
Yeah,
know, like
yeah.
when you're with your boys in middle school nights, someone's putting on Human
Yeah.
Centipede.
Right.
I don't know why, and I don't remember. I remember watching like a little bit of it.
Okay.
I wish I had like a really formulated opinion about that.
It's okay.
No. Maybe you could watch it and then.
Yeah, I'll come
get
back.
back
That's your
to it.
homework
Yeah.
assignment.
Homework.
Yeah, yeah.
I haven't seen it.
Episode.
Don't plan to watch
Haven't
it.
seen it? I think that's for the best, honestly.
I had a question for you. So, you said going through college, like books all the time, Terry, everything, and then you had your minor in music business and stuff.
Mhm.
Like, at what point throughout your college experience did it click? Like, hey, I want to be a musician. Like, I want to do this. I want to do music.
That's a good question. I mean, I think it's always something, at least for me, like growing up, like learning how to play guitar and just kind of rocking out in the basement. There's always this thing in the back of your head. It's like, man, I want to do this in front of people and stuff. And then like I was the one like in freshman year living in Brumby, like had the amp and the guitar, always just playing music all the time. People banging on the door. I had this girl that lived next to me. I guess it was sophomore year, and like she like did a bunch of noise complaints against me. She hated all the rock music and stuff, and hated all my guitar playing. But I guess really just kind of the right people at the right time showing up. I think really the first thing right before, because I was a senior when my brother was a freshman, and then he was kind of had the same mentality of like, I want to get and start playing with music, and doing like band format stuff. I guess like my first experience with that was playing. I think it was with like the UGA theater department, was doing this like rock and roll cabaret.
Yeah.
And I had one of my friends that she was, and it was like mostly like 70s and 80s rock stuff. Like they were playing like, it was kind of this hodgepodge of like Journey and like Twisted Sister and all this stuff.
Yeah.
And I had one of my friends that she was singing in it, and she was like, hey, we need like a guitar player for this. You should totally do that. And so I was like, all right. So I think it was at like Hendershots, and that was like the first time I like kind of played with a bunch of people in Athens.
Spot,
Yeah, it was a cool vibe,
Yeah.
and really chill and stuff. And then I started doing some more shows with them, and then that was like around the same time that Julian was like, hey, let's get together a band. So that's kind of how that just kicked off there.
That's cool.
Mhm.
That's sweet.
Julian, wait, you go.
I was just gonna ask, where are you guys from?
Alpharetta, Georgia.
Alpharetta.
Nice.
Okay.
I'm going there
North Carolina.
tomorrow.
Really?
Yeah,
What
first
for?
time. Just hang out.
So were there like
Yeah.
were there like bands at your high school?
There was one band.
Yeah.
And like, I wish so. Like, I watch movies and it's like everyone's got like a good punk scene
Yeah.
and shit. But like, there was one band. They're called the Banana Bunnies. I remember it. It was the guy that.
Sick though.
It's a great name. But it was the guy. Do you guys remember Jester?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was Andy from that.
Okay.
He was good.
Which one was he? What did he play?
He was the other singer, not
Oh,
Tommy.
Tommy.
Yeah. So he's the other singer and like the songwriter. But they had a band. I think they played at our cafeteria like once.
Like, so I'm from Cartersville, Georgia, which I don't even know if you know where that is. It's like 40 minutes north of Atlanta. Absolutely like no scene at all of anything. It's just there. So like, I always like am so curious if people had like high school bands, because I know that's like a thing somewhere.
It has to be. It should
has
be.
to be.
Should be.
Otherwise, they're just making that shit up.
Yeah.
Like,
I guess and that's what I was wondering if y'all like from Athens, like there'd be influence there, but
yeah, dude, I wish that like we would, I played in like bands. You know,
Right.
we would like practice once, come up with a shitty name, and then never
Never
play
play
again.
again.
You know.
Yeah.
Oh, like what did we do? We did a couple. Like we played like at Music and Arts a couple times. Like
Yeah.
they had like open mic nights.
We did like the first gig we did with like Everyday Dogs was at His Rock.
Yeah.
Like,
dude. Oh yeah.
uh,
Okay, so there
that-
might be like a little scene.
Well, that's not well. That's like His Rock. It's up in
Forsyth.
Forsyth County.
Okay.
Coming.
Yeah.
It's like a record store plus like there's like a back room with like a stage and stuff. And it was like us and like 3 other bands, and one band they came out with they had these like giant like bear outfits
Dart.
on.
They
It's
were-
like, it was really weird.
It was really
They just
strange.
kind of started running around the room, and it was
Like they
it was
were a high
strange.
school band,
intense.
so like
Mhm.
this was like the first, like I guess this was my freshman year, so these are my first, like this is my band, we're doing our music, and like it was just a weird experience there. It was cool. That was most like punk rock I got to like but it was still like in college.
right.
Yeah.
Mhm. I
So-
wish that happened.
When I thought it was funny when you texted the other day, you texted me, do you have mics?
Yeah.
What did you expect from us?
What from this?
Yeah,
I still
you said
don't
you have
know.
mics.
Dude, I still don't know what I got myself into, but like,
We don't either.
because like if you're doing a podcast, you you gotta have mics. You know, there's gotta be at least one mic, I guess. Technically,
It's gonna be
Rotate.
something.
When he told me that, have you been on a podcast where they're like, "Can you bring a mic?"
No, because that's what he said, and I was like, maybe. Yeah.
I was like, I wonder
Maybe-
if you had to
I
bring mics before for somebody else's podcast.
I guess I'm just used to like people borrowing my
I get
shit.
it.
You
I get
know? But I guess that was a dumb question. I think about it. Like,
Yeah. Shout out to some good friends of mine for letting us use the space, little studio. Those good friends happen to be my parents.
yeah. They live upstairs.
Shout out
Yeah.
Luke's mom.
We live in a. I'm roommates with Parker, for those that don't know. But yeah, they recently bought this house in 5 Points and came down here, a little studio room. Don't know what it was used for, but got the whole setup.
know.
Commandeered.
I kind of want to
Yeah.
know.
No, yeah, I don't know what it would
yeah. I mean, he put a little.
Yeah, what's the window?
What
here
if he
for?
rocked? Maybe he
Mhm.
rocked out. Maybe he had like a full,
Still, maybe
you
it's a
know,
recording
drum
studio?
kit out. Yeah.
Like this is the console room.
Yeah. I mean, this is a huge room. You must have been a.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's a cool house, man.
Yeah, they got it out of nowhere. I had no idea.
So you're from Athens?
No, I was I'm literally from St. Simon's. I've lived there 18
oh,
years.
Yeah.
So yeah, and then they just
They just moved here.
my dad's still down there, but it'll come up in a few months.
Gosh,
or,
they followed you to college.
Yeah. Nah, it's all right. It's
Luke's
cool.
just happy for the free meals.
Yeah.
That's what he's looking forward to.
So are you?
Yeah, honestly.
Yeah. Everyone was always like, when are we going to your mom's to eat? Blah, blah, blah.
Does your mom have food?
Yeah.
Just like going on y'all's whole like musical journey and stuff, becoming a band and everything. Did you find like your family? You said they weren't really very musical and stuff. Are they typically like pretty supportive and stuff, or like y'all's dream and everything? Or
Yeah, like 100%.
That's awesome.
Which is weird.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
every time you talk to anybody, it's like, yeah, no one believed in me. My parents
Right.
said I was being an idiot.
Yeah.
It's like, no, my parents. I come from a very loving household, and they love me very much, and they
Yeah.
are supportive of my dreams. It's really
Yeah.
strange.
That's awesome. That reminds me of a conversation me and you had. Like, we were just getting to know each other. Remember, we were out at the lake, and you were mowing the grass, and you're like, "Yeah, Kenny, I don't do much of this kind of stuff or whatever."
Wow.
I was like, "Oh, really?" I was like,
Wow.
I was
no,
like,
I used to.
just- I was
who
like,
do you-
just like knowing your dad or whatever. I feel like you would like do this stuff all the time. You know, Jimmy. Yeah, you know.
Jimmy.
But I
I
was
know
like,
how to cut the grass.
no, like, and you do, but like, you were just telling me like how cool and like how much it meant to you growing up. You said my parents have always like wanted me to pursue whatever I wanted to do.
Yeah.
And stuff, and that like has stuck with me to this day. I'm like, that's like why Luke gets to be the way he is, because you're like one of the most authentic you know.
I appreciate
So-
that. Maybe it will end up not working in our favor though, because think about all the famous people.
Yeah, dude.
all had such bad
Yeah,
childhoods.
that's
I mean,
true.
like they do it out of spite.
Yeah.
The three of
But
you
all
have
of
got
like
some
they literally
interesting
like
stories. I don't know.
between like our Christmas money, we were able to literally put this whole thing together.
Yeah.
Someone else it would have been like, oh, I had to like go work at
Be
a
a
bakery
busboy
and like
or-
Recorded on my phone.
Yeah,
you
I
know?
started on my phone. Yeah. So yeah, I'm very grateful.
It's gotta be a generational thing. I feel like parents
100%.
nowadays.
Yeah.
It's just such a
100%.
different.
I've never been hit one
It's so
time.
different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
got spanked a couple times, but like,
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I got my butt
definitely got
beat.
yeah,
but-
yeah.
yeah.
No, I didn't get like an ass.
My
beating or
cheeks were
anything.
red
Yeah.
many
I
times.
got my hand popped.
Really?
That was about it. Yeah.
Yeah, no one was getting their shit rocked in my house.
Charlie, you ever
know?
get the whooping?
Yeah, my dad was a firm believer that I stuffed my pants with stuffed animals one time.
You did what?
Put stuffed animals in my pants, but he obviously could tell that
Yeah.
I was doing that. So
All right, what sport do y'all think he used to play? College sport. What do you think it was?
Your dad beat the shit out of you.
I don't want to say he beat the shit out of me. He did not beat the shit out of me.
Not hockey.
All right, take another guess.
You gotta guess.
You got to guess.
Lacrosse.
no,
You
gotta
I don't think they're gonna
guess.
get it. I don't think they're gonna get it. It was
You got-
golf.
Oh,
No,
it would have
way.
taken like 20 every sport. Like,
Yeah, I know. I got some funny looks with the long hair.
Dude, I respect it. I always thought like it'd be like a cool like Happy Gilmore type thing.
yeah.
Just showing up in band T-shirts on like,
Right.
the golf course.
he also plays. We got out there and played tennis yesterday. I played tennis all growing up, and I was I thought it was funny that he's quite good at both country club sports.
Yeah, but not a
I'm kind of
country
embarrassed
club
by
boy.
it.
Not a yeah.
You can hustle all the guys there, though.
Yeah.
It's like,
Right.
oh, this
Yeah.
guy doesn't know what he's doing.
Exactly,
And
exactly.
Which way do I hold the club?
Oh gosh. Do you guys play any sports?
I used to
don't
play
know.
soccer
All
a
right.
lot. That was
I
like
played soccer in high school.
yeah, soccer is fun, man. Like it was That was my first love, you know. Like,
Yeah.
it's like grew up playing soccer. I didn't find music for a while, but like it was soccer. That's about it. Yeah. Frisbee.
Yeah, all
I
my
toss a mean disc.
Do you still have the girlfriend?
Oh no.
oh.
You,
Delete.
sorry. We'll edit that out.
No, it's all good. It's all
Ask
good.
him the personal question.
Yeah.
You play sports? How's your love life?
Yeah, do you have a girlfriend right now?
How many girls will come up to you after shows? Do they ever stick around to talk?
Well, I mean, like to talk
We'll
or
get to
like
your sport in a second.
Or no, just-
I don't have any sports to talk
That are-
about.
that are
That's
interested.
all good.
well, like after every show, like someone's gonna talk to us. You
Yeah,
know?
yeah.
That's just kind of the way it goes. Usually like you can't talk to anybody because we're lugging equipment and we have everyone's telling us you got to get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
So it's like usually if it's like a bar, we're like wrapping cables. These drunk girls trying to talk to us, and it's just like, what am I gonna do?
Do you want to help?
As long as they're not talking while we're playing.
Oh
That's
my
probably the most
God.
kind of thing happen. It's like the most like frustrating thing is like when you're doing like a bar gig or like if it's like a fraternity sorority event and people just want to like have conversations
Yeah.
with you while you're playing a song, and it's like
Yeah.
I'm kind of doing
Oh,
something
you meant
right.
to you. Oh, I thought you meant like how do y'all feel when people will like to me the only thing that ever bothers me like if there's like a lot of people there like I love it like
Yep.
I would never get nervous but if there's people there and they're like not really listening I thought you meant like and they're chatting amongst themselves that's when I get like I hate that feeling.
No, yeah.
Oh, no.
When you're background,
When you're just background
yeah,
noise, I
yeah.
hate that feeling.
but like we're too loud to be background noise.
We make people
So
listen.
you just send it either way and just you
Yeah,
don't-
usually that's the thing. Usually, like, I don't know how about you guys, but like usually, like, we come out swinging. We'll play like Blitzkrieg Bop or something like that.
For
And,
sure.
Like, everyone, it'll turn some heads usually, but it does bother me when people are just kind of just sitting there, especially when there's like maybe like 10 people there and like for like a sorority event or something like that, and it's just like they're so far away from the stage. And just like
when they're not
obviously
even like
interested.
looking at the I don't know, and not even in the room and stuff.
Yeah, it's like I'm getting paid for this, but like,
But still,
why?
where's the fun in it?
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
no fun.
You
but
want people headbanging. Yeah.
it's not a real show unless that happens.
Sure.
And like we used to hate doing frat gigs because I don't know, just because we would like have that like awkward feeling, and then we decided to just kind of like lean into it, And then eventually it's like we need them on our side. And once you win over the crowd, it is fun at those events, man.
Yeah.
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 Because everybody's drinking. Once you get Killing in the Name going.
Usually the band starts drinking with them.
Yeah.
That was the first time I saw y'all was at freshman year at a tailgate on game day at Sigma Nu, and you closed with Killing. Y'all were one of like literally first bands I'd seen. I didn't.
Oh really?
So I was like,
Oh, I
everyone must be
remember that.
playing like this heavy stuff. Like that's awesome. But then no, it's
This is
like
Athens?
y'all are the only ones. Y'all played. They've closed with Killing in the Name of on.
Yeah, I remember that Sigma Nu. That was
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure the cops showed up because
Was
there's
that
some.
bad?
Yeah, someone was ripping some weed, and the cops were right behind us, and we're like, "What's on the list? Killing in the Name."
Yeah.
Fuck it.
For those like there's like 50 F-bombs in that song. So it's really funny. There was a good bit of parents there. They're all like.
Yeah, I was about to say,
like-
you gotta be pretty rock and roll to convince a frat that they're like anti-establishment.
Yeah,
or
dude.
something.
But the frat guys love it. That's
They
the
love it
ironic
so
thing.
much.
They're like,
They
we
were-
are
They
anti-establishment.
love
Okay,
rage.
guy.
Okay.
We'll do like that and like Bulls on Parade. So
Yeah,
that's another
dude.
one we'll do. And people just like we gotta kind of like gauge the crowd. Be like, all right, guys, how heavy are you trying to go? And there's some guys yelling like, let's do it. And
Yeah,
then
this
we're
is like
all
4
right.
guys, and like,
Yeah.
okay, don't go anywhere.
Yeah.
Us 4 are gonna have a good time.
Yeah.
He's going like Bulls on Parade.
Yeah.
Have y'all ever listened to the B-52s?
Actually, I have. They're from
Fraternity-
Athens, right?
Yeah. So they have a few hits, but I was listening to probably them and REM, probably the biggest bands to come out. I was
Yeah.
listening to that album. The album cover looks pretty cool. That is one of the weirdest albums I've ever heard.
Really?
The song,
They look
yeah,
a little
it's
funky.
it was some weird stuff. Very cool though, but yeah, we got
They
Elton
used to
John.
make music in a cabin in Athens.
Is that
I
right?
didn't know
They were
that.
students,
That's really cool.
and they knew this
Dang.
like I'm pretty sure the story is they knew this like 40-year-old dude who just had a cabin, and they were like, they would just go like live at his cabin and make music, and he was just like, yeah, you can use it whenever you want.
It's pretty
and then
sick.
they made
The
like,
champ.
incredible music from it.
Yeah.
Like, it's a great story.
So incredible or eclectic?
Eclectic.
One of the
Okay.
two.
Some people would say incredible. I would believe.
Okay,
There's
okay.
probably some big fans out there.
I might not be remembering this correctly, but are y'all the band that wore? Luke, are they the band that wore dresses?
No. That
That's
was
not
the.
them.
Oh, that was
That was Big Chungus.
Big
Chungus, man.
That's
The
who it
band.
was.
They're fun. They're fun guys.
All
They're
right.
good guys.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
a super group. There's a bunch of different guys from like AFTM and I think not Springhouse.
It
maybe.
like just dawned on me. I was like, was
Orange
that
Constant.
them? I was like, I don't
Maybe
remember.
them.
No. Yeah, y'all. Unfortunately, Kenny probably left after.
Why?
Yeah,
Because I
yeah.
go to bed early.
I know. Well, yeah.
It was
Oh, that's
8:30
you.
and it was Kenny's bedtime.
Yeah. You
I'm doing
missed them
better.
playing Tom Sawyer.
Yeah.
That was pretty
Dang,
sick.
I did miss out.
Yeah. Like,
That's a hard song to cover.
that's we're all working. Our brains are like fried after that song.
What's
Yeah.
y'all's favorite song to cover?
That's a really good question.
What do you get the most into?
Or maybe a band that you like covering.
Yeah,
the most.
yeah.
Well, the ones we do the best are probably not the ones that like we do Guns N' Roses and Tom Petty like really well.
My
Like,
mom loves Axl Rose.
Yeah.
That is her like favorite.
because like people always go because like no one can really cover Guns N' Roses a whole lot. Like
Yeah.
you got to be on your shit.
Right.
At least with guitar and vocals, everything else is kind of.
We're so talented that we.
Oh,
can do
yeah.
it.
Right. Yeah.
No, but that,
Nothing.
Nothing.
but like usually when people play Guns N' Roses, it's like oh shit, you know. So everyone
Yeah.
kind of gets into it. But we've been doing. You know what we've been covering recently? Smoko.
Really?
and it's so
it is
fun,
the
dude.
best song, dude.
It's-
I love that song. That's so
Cause
fun.
like I've memorized like the cadences like oh let me set the scene, you know. And it's just like everyone's really confused
Yeah,
if we play it.
You're Australian now. Okay, I
Yeah.
can find that.
But like I'm not gonna like just like speak it,
No,
you know.
yeah.
What'd
Yeah.
you put up? Yeah, y'all put up Hell's Bells and what was the other one?
Reptilla.
Reptilla.
Yeah. That one looked hard to play. That's
Which
cool.
Stroke song?
Yeah.
Yeah.
His
See,
favorite
that's-
band is
yeah,
the
that's like my
Strokes.
favorite
Really?
band.
Yeah.
I found that band because of Guitar Hero and like
Yep.
forgot about
Yeah.
it for years.
Yeah.
And then when I was like 16, I found them again and like bought a guitar. I was like, I'm
Hell
gonna be in a
yeah,
band
dude.
now.
Yeah.
Didn't end up working out, but I still have the guitar.
Casablanca
He
is
owns
a
a guitar.
genius,
Oh, dude,
man.
me and my buddy Nick Williams, we will just like watch his like interviews and stuff all day.
Yeah,
He's the
dude. He's a
coolest dude
king,
ever.
man.
He's a beast. It's unreal.
Like he just emits just cool vibes.
Yeah.
Like everyone wants to be friends with him.
And I got really into like Albert Hammond Jr.
Dude,
is a really-
yes.
I love him as a guitar player, and so I got into his like solo stuff, and it's really really good.
Dude, was it
It's more like
Francis in
indie-ish.
Trouble? That
Yes,
that
Francis in Trouble,
album.
so good.
Holy shit, it's so good.
Yeah.
man.
They're like my favorite band ever, though. The Strokes.
yeah, dude, like I like the Strokes. I don't love the Strokes.
Yeah.
Like I wish I was really into the Strokes. But
I
like,
just found them at like I was 16. It was like
Yep.
if they were my 16-year-old band, like they're
Yeah.
gonna stick with you for life at that
Inspired me.
point. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, like last year was supposed to be their big comeback year, wasn't it?
Yeah, so they did the new Abnormal in like May.
Yep.
And obviously like they couldn't tour and stuff. I was gonna go see them at Shaky Knees, and then that got canceled.
Mhm.
It was like
dude, that was gonna be.
that was when COVID went too far for me. It was
Yeah.
like it
That was a
canceled
good
the
lineup.
Strokes.
That's
Yeah,
what
it
I'm saying. That was the
unreal.
best lineup I've ever seen in a
I
festival.
wanted to go
The
to
day
that.
was unreal.
Wait, what was
we had
that?
planned.
What was the
Shaky
festival?
Knees Festival in Atlanta. They had,
Yeah.
I think it was Sunday, was like the Strokes. I can't remember. There was a bunch of other people on that specific day that were really good.
Like it's only like Hard Rock Festival. Like all the other
Cage the
festivals,
Elephant was supposed to
it was
be there, too.
Cage,
Yeah.
Smashing Pumpkins,
I went-
Strokes.
Whoa.
Like-
when I was like 16, I got also into LCD Sound System, which is like
Dance
dance
is so
punk.
clean. Yeah,
It's the best song. So I went when I was, and then like that lineup I saw that night was unreal. I think Shaky Knees is probably my favorite festival that's like in Atlanta because I saw like it was Portugal the Man, into Cage the Elephant, into LCD Sound System.
Hell
and it was
yeah.
just like a great night.
It's a killer
It was
night,
so
man.
fun.
Like I was supposed to go to that one. That was like 2 years ago, right?
Yes, I think it was 2017 maybe. It was
Yeah.
a while back.
Whenever Cage played, like we like scalped tickets.
Yeah.
But it rained, so it got pushed back.
Oh yeah,
So,
it
yeah.
did rain because we went up to the front at I can't remember what band it was. And we got to the front, and then everybody left because it was raining, and we were like,
Yeah.
we're staying to see LCD Sound System. It was
Hell
me and my
yeah.
cousin. He introduced me to them, and it was like one of the best nights ever.
Yeah, sounds
Like I don't cry at concerts, but like I cried at that
Cried
concert.
during
I
LCD
shed a
Sound
tear.
System.
100%. Dude.
That's funny.
It was intense.
Wait, but the acoustic covers, like we're gonna try to do. He wrote me into this. We're gonna try to do like one cover a week for like 6 months.
Oh dang.
Yeah, it's,
Wow.
it's labor intensive. I
That
know.
is intense.
How are you picking the songs? Just what you want to do?
So we put up polls, but we recorded like.
Did
3
you
at a
see
time.
mine?
I did, dude. You are you bastard for making me sing Slays.
Wait, you're actually gonna do it?
I'm
Dude,
gonna try,
I saw
maybe.
one.
We'll
one
see.
I didn't. I wouldn't have said it, but then because obviously it's like.
Does he do an acoustic version of?
Well, no. It's just like this Soundgarden song that I requested them to do. It's like a really like the most like anti-acoustic song you'd ever hear. But I didn't even think but I saw a guy on YouTube like this like 13-year-old video, like played it just an acoustic and it was like insane. So I was like, all
Dude,
right,
you gotta
he,
send it to
he
me.
must could. Yeah, I'll send it your way.
Okay.
But the dude is just like it's insane. But
Because that song, I've been ripping that whole album just nonstop the past like 6 months.
was
man.
it Bad Motorfinger?
Bad Motorfinger,
Yeah.
man. Like that, like the sleeper hits on because like everyone knows Rusty Cage and Outshine,
Yeah.
but like Slaves and Bulldozers and Jesus Christ Pose.
Dude, Slaves and Bulldozers, and just all the first like 6 songs on that album are straight bangers.
That's what I'm saying. It goes so freaking hard.
Yeah. Have you watched like I can't remember what it might have been like 1992, like at Lollapalooza, when he comes out in the raincoat.
I don't think I've seen the beginning of it.
Yeah. I think they close with like Good Eye Closed. Yeah. And he like rips down like a gate and is like I'll send it to you later.
Okay, maybe I didn't
it's
see
my
that.
favorite.
That sounds awesome, dude.
Yeah.
Is that the one where Pearl Jam was there too?
Yeah, at one point Eddie Vedder comes out and he's like he sings like out, or not like he doesn't come out, but he gets a mic and kind of.
Yeah, I've seen that. He's like in the back.
Yeah.
He's like singing like the low like octave.
Sure.
Yeah. He's singing that on Outside, and everyone's like, "Is that Eddie Vedder back there?"
That's freaking awesome, man.
Yeah. Thoughts on? Wait, what were you gonna say?
I don't know.
Thoughts on LaCroix?
I hate LaCroix. It's LaCroix, man.
It's like a Skittle that's been sitting in water for a
Charlie,
little while.
what is
and taking
LaCroix?
a sip. I know I'm drinking
it's a what?
but
It's
that's
a
what
refreshing
refreshing.
alternative to soda. You know, come on.
Isn't it soda? Is this not soda?
It's
Carbonated water. There's no sugar.
Do
in
you
it,
taste
though.
the shit?
It's like somebody
what
burped, and
qualifies?
that's
What is
all
soda
it
though?
is.
Is soda not just sparkling water?
I think it has to have like the syrup and all the.
Yeah,
Okay.
sugar. Give me that sugar. you know?
It has to have that poison.
I've
Yeah,
heard.
okay.
That poison.
I've heard it's described as drinking static.
I know somebody that
what
got
it tastes
cavities. Somebody got cavities from drinking too much LaCroix.
I've heard. My brother
Yeah.
told me that
Acid.
it's from the carbonation.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's acid.
Yeah.
The bubbles will leave acid on your teeth.
That's your med
Rot 'em.
student right
Yeah.
there.
Hey.
Mr. Smarty
Pre-med.
Pants over there.
Knowledge.
And he's he loves. This is his favorite thing to tell people. He's a philosophy minor.
Oh,
That
really?
is fun
And
to
a
tell
lifeguard.
And
I am also a lifeguard.
he also yeah.
I would love if we just pivoted into a philosophy conversation.
Yeah. From biology to
we
philosophy.
get into it all
It's
the
great.
Yeah.
Me and Luke were talking philosophy the other
I
night.
loved my intro to philosophy class.
That's what got me into it, because like I would like do all these science classes, and I was like, I have to do something else. Like I cannot keep thinking like this, and then
Let me use that other side
yeah,
of the brain.
philosophy is like
yeah.
just like anti-science
Yeah.
pretty much, and it's like, oh, this is nice. Like
I don't think
nothing
it's
is real.
anti-science.
You're net zeroing your
Yeah,
knowledge
nothing is
going
real.
on.
Definitely not anti-science.
I mean, that's not anti-science, but
just
it's like the
different
way of
thinking.
thinking is
Yeah,
completely
yeah.
different from how I think about chemistry or something like that.
But after talking to you about it, though, I think it is so important for scientists to
100%,
study. Because,
yeah.
I've heard a lot. I think it's like Neil deGrasse Tyson who talked about like how, because back in the day, like philosophers were also like
They were the
scientists,
mathematicians
Yeah.
and
but
the
then now it's like you
meteorologists.
can't keep up. Like no one, like a philosopher, couldn't understand like string theory. Like, but yeah, I
It's
still think it's
interesting
important
changed,
that like someone like you would study it.
It's fun. I think it makes
Yeah.
you more well-rounded to do philosophy.
And it'll open you up probably to do more research even too one
Yeah.
day if you wanted to. I think the way that you'll think will be better.
I hope it helps me as like if I am a doctor one day. I feel like it'll help. So.
Yeah.
I think it's good just to like not study, but just like kind of it's good for your brain.
It
you know?
is. It's something that's not offered in high school, so
Yeah.
not a lot of people know what it is about. And I think everybody should take one philosophy class
Yeah.
just to like understand.
What's your major?
Management.
Oh, so you're in-
I'm a Terry boy.
What is it?
There we go.
What do you manage?
Nothing at this
His
point, man.
books
Like
right
I'm not.
now.
I didn't even pick a like you can do like supply chain or HR. Yeah, and I just didn't pick one. I'm just like straight management.
I'm just
Yeah.
manage.
Yeah, that's
You
like-
just
I'm
manage
just
it
I'm
yourself.
self-managed.
Dude, so it's my first semester at UGA, so I'm
Oh, yeah.
in 3 theory classes and 1 music class, and I'm an intended real estate major.
Okay.
Did you ever take like real estate 4000 as an elective?
No, I steered clear of real estate, man.
yeah. I thought it would be like buying and selling. Like it's like, oh, this is how you like buy and sell a house, but it's
Which would make sense.
about like commercial real estate. It's pretty interesting, but yeah, I've enjoyed Terry for the first 2 days, but I'm sure that will change.
Yeah. Are you not doing? I thought you were doing guitar.
So I'm a music minor.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I just had one of those before I was down
Yeah.
here.
And Charlie,
the-
you're
Yeah.
what, entertainment media studies?
Yes.
Nice.
Intended.
That's fun.
Entertaining.
Yeah.
Intended. Okay.
What made you
that.
decide to do that?
I love movies. I love TV. I think that would be a fun career. But
What's the plan after college?
travel. Not do anything with entertainment media studies.
No intention of
I'm
what
gonna
you're
take
intended
like
to
a
do.
year or two and just.
What did
do
your
whatever the
book
hell I
say
want.
about being 22? Just
Oh,
travel.
if you're 22, this is from Anthony Bourdain. I really like Anthony Bourdain, and he said if you're 22, you need to go travel. You need to eat all the food from other countries, even if you have to sleep on the floor. said go out and just do it. So I think I might take his advice.
It's good advice
It's
right
good
there.
stuff.
Yeah.
I like that. All right, what are y'all doing after?
Yeah, that's a good
Y'all
question,
talk to me
man.
about it, but
Yeah. So, like, hey, the plan, we have a loose plan, is to leave and succeed.
Leave and
Very
so
loose.
Athens
Very
is
loose.
like
Athens
that.
is conquered,
Get that
or is it
tatted.
just time to get
Yeah,
out?
I think it's just it's time to get out, and like, you know, there's not a huge like rock scene. Like everyone's into jam bands, which is great.
Right.
I love how everyone's into like live music, but like it's just not very conducive to our sound if we're gonna be some punky boys, you know. Like it's so we're trying to find a place that's, you know, kind of more kind of like fosters that, because you got to go where the action is.
Right.
And
So is there anywhere right now that's like kind of booming?
Besides Sydney, Australia.
Yeah. Like, is there anything stateside?
I think Austin is. I think Austin's like my number one pick.
Dude,
'Cause,
Texas is awesome. I
It's
went for
going
the
on,
first
right?
time. It is up and coming.
like I've never been, but like everyone I talked to like about this, it was like, yeah, you do well on Austin, honestly. Either that or like Charlotte.
Well, it's tough to make plans right now for going anywhere, considering
I kind of
we
forgot
live
the
in a
pandemic.
and these difficult times we live in.
We putting a
Yeah.
bummer on my plans, you know, the
Yeah.
pandemic.
Me and Charlie are trying to go to Switzerland this summer, and it's looking questionable. So
yeah.
Yeah.
we're gonna try.
Why are you going to Switzerland?
Our friend just moved out there, so
Oh.
go visit, say hello.
No.
But
Taste
plan
the
is to keep
food,
the band going?
sleep on concrete.
The plan is to keep the band going?
Yeah, we're gonna like I do. There's the reason why I'm so unenthusiastic about my major. It's like,
Yeah.
I'm so like checked out of school at this
Right.
point.
Right.
Like I'm at that point. I somehow looped around where I'm taking intro classes again because the ones that you skipped. Like so, I'm taking a couple like entry level classes,
Yeah.
and I'm just like, dude, I just don't care about economics. I really don't. And I know I'm gonna have to try to care, but we're gonna keep the band. I think. Well, we're gonna keep the band. We're gonna try. Like,
Yeah.
So
I'm gonna-
all four of y'all would move to Austin or Charlotte.
that's the plan at this
Okay.
point.
Is it
That's
still? Did y'all find the drummer yet?
So like I'm like like 90% sure Jack's in the band. We haven't had like a you're in the band?
the
Yes,
band.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
know. But like he was every time we talk about jumping ship, he's like, yeah, I'm down. So like I'm assuming that means that he's down, you know.
Awesome.
But yeah, we're gonna. It's like again, we're 22. I'm young. Like
Yeah.
this is the time. I would regret the rest of my life if I didn't try. Like
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah.
I think there's no really failure
yeah.
if you just. I mean, it's up
You get a
to you.
story if anything, but like
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
we're
And
gonna
also, like,
try,
this
you know?
time when you're not really, like, tied down by anything, like,
Yep.
Right.
it's the time to do it.
Got
I'd
no
say.
kids, no
Yep.
student debt, you know.
Our generation like wants to think in a box. I'm like, you really don't have to.
Yeah.
I'm a firm believer. If you put your mind to it,
Yeah.
you can at least try.
Yeah.
You know.
Give it a go.
Yeah.
And like, I guess I don't know if you guys know Rick Beato.
I don't think so.
Oh, you guys gotta check out Rick Beato.
All
He's
right.
like
Yeah.
he's the man.
He's like this Atlanta. He
Oh,
was a
does he
producer
make
for
the
a lot of
YouTube
these-
videos
Yes.
of like,
Yeah.
dude, that guy is sick.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of his videos.
The like what makes a song great.
Yeah,
Dude,
what
his-
makes a song great?
his
Yeah,
theory is ridiculous.
dude,
man.
have y'all seen the videos of his son?
Yeah,
The,
the pitch.
yeah.
Yeah, but I think I was like watching an interview with him, and he was talking about like how like music people use music as like a vehicle to get somewhere,
Right.
versus like using it as the end game, as in like, and I think I'm gonna do music the rest of my life regardless if I'm in a band or not. Like I'll be making songs till I die.
Right.
So I'm like, might as well, try and make a living at it. And I'm like, I'm not trying to get famous or anything. It's just like I have a passion for it, and
Yeah.
I'm gonna see it through.
I feel like it's kind of telling that, like, the people I feel like older people who have like been in their jobs for like 20, 30 years, those
Yeah.
are the people who are like, man, I wish I could do music now, or something,
Mhm.
like where they had a
Yeah.
passion for it when they were younger, and maybe they treated it as like to get to the next thing, but
Yeah.
like the older, wiser people might realize that it's the end game more than it is something else, which I think is like really cool that you're learning that now.
Yeah,
I
Right.
think that's really cool.
yeah, and we by no means are like, not idiots. Like, so we're
So
still I'm so excited that I'm still figuring shit out. Like,
Yeah.
I'm kind of like, we don't have a plan really, like, and I'm okay with that. I had like a little breakdown yesterday. Like I was looking up jobs. Like, I need a fucking job. I was looking at like Home Depot, but like I'm like, it's okay if we're not like 100%
No.
everything accounted for. Like that's the thing. If you like, best case scenario, you blow up on Spotify. You're
Right.
playing late night.
Right.
Then it's like the journey up is this is the fun part.
That's yeah.
Like I would remember this grind, whether it goes anywhere or not. Like this is part of the journey, and I'm excited for that. You know,
it makes you who you are as an artist too.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we all I'm sure you have stories too. Just like the weird stuff that we've done, just playing in bands, and just like the people we've met, and just like the crazy things that like come with playing music and playing shows and going to recording studios and stuff. It's like stuff that like we kind of all the time. It's like it's not everyone gets to do stuff like that, and so already it's like my thing, like what Julian was saying, was like not wanting to have regrets when I'm 40. You know, of like looking back, like man, I really wish I could have just done something with this. And like my thing was like, all right, I'm gonna fight as hard as I can for it. And if I'm gonna go out in a blaze of glory.
Yeah, we're going down in flames if it goes
down.
down.
But like just like all of that stuff. I don't know. It's already just like we've gotten to record in Boston and Nashville, and just like gotten to play 40 watt. Just this kind of like you come to Athens and it's like you hear the weird legends about like that's where REM played. And just like
where did Kurt Cobain sign the wall?
Yeah, just like
we found out it was fake.
I remember that. Someone said that.
Yeah.
That's bummer, man.
Yeah. I think with like we also like I think it's cool that y'all really get along so well and y'all have like a deep connection, because I think that we're not really gonna play anymore, like me and Charlie and the boys, because so like Charlie graduates, Matthew graduates, and then Rob was moving with me next year, but I don't really know what we're doing.
Yep.
But like I feel like none of us ever really like we're like cool, but we didn't like, and I like them all, like love them all very much, but we didn't like hang out that much, and like shows would be really fun, but like we didn't have like a deep connection. But like I feel like that's kind of why I wanted to do this, because I didn't even really know him at all, but like these two like I've gotten close with, and like I feel like when you do something with people who it's like you're really on the same page with, and it's like you really like feel like you're really tight like outside of like what you're doing, you know, it's like you're gonna put out a lot better content. So
if you're on the same page, and like if you're tied to somebody and like you are able to actually connect with somebody, it's just gonna be better versus having like you get to skip the small talk,
right.
Like,
for sure.
But like we do touch the hip, like have a deep bond, but like we butt heads all the time. So is the band too, like, but those bonds though are deep, man, because I've seen his worst, I've seen his best, I've seen everyone's worst and best. Everyone's seen me have a fucking breakdown at a gig,
Wait, when have you had a breakdown?
Dude, I snapped I don't snap easy, but like we were playing, it was a good show or whatever, but like we bit off way more than we could chew. Playing in Atlanta, like when was it, November?
Yeah, it was November.
Yeah, like it takes a lot for me to snap. I have a long fuse.
Yeah.
We were playing the sorority's like, can you guys play like, was it 4 hours to start off?
Like from Tech or?
Yeah, towards Tech.
Okay.
Like I was like, I know some of the people, and like they reached out, and the first part went fine. Like was it 4 hours?
Well,
it was 3 hours.
They hired us for a certain amount, and then the people at the venue wanted us to like cover the overlap from when they open up the venue to like regular people. So like it was total. They wanted us to play for like 4 hours, which is
4.5 hours. It was
a lot of playing,
ridiculous, man.
And then like
4 hours
towards the end of the set, or just for like the first part of it, the bass drum, the kick drum, just like
snapped clean in half, man. So
wait, the bass,
the pedal, so like the chain, just clean snapped, and we trying to duct tape it.
Yeah.
And we're like,
steal somebody's bike chain.
Yeah, like we tried everything, and we were just like taking breaks. Like we're just like, we need to figure this out, because like no bass drum, that is trouble,
Yeah.
Because like that's for tempo and just for depth. Like we're gonna be top heavy as fuck, and everyone's gonna be like a little bit off, and everyone's gonna be off their rocker a little bit. So like that happened, and like I played drums on a couple songs.
How far was this? Like
this was like an hour into it.
Shoot.
Hour into like a 4-hour set. And like we play our like, I would have been much more frustrated if my voice wouldn't if it was my voice didn't cooperate, because that sometimes your voice just doesn't cooperate, which mine doesn't. I'm still we got some work to do, but like so that happened, and we these couple girls were like, "You play Rich Girl," and just kept showing me their phones and like, play Bohemian Rhapsody. I'm like, I don't have a piano or a choir or a rock band. Yeah, I know. I'm like, play Don't Stop Believing.
Were they serious? They said,
yeah, dude. Like, Rich Girl is, I never want to hear the song ever again because I just get requested it. We should probably just learn it. Like,
Wait, so all right, keep going.
so we were, so we get done with the first thing. We're like limping along the set, you know, like I'm kind of getting a little bit, like, cause like the bass drum's happening, everyone's getting a little bit tired, and the dude puts on. We take like a quick break, and the dude puts on like I'm already done at that point, and the dude puts on like the house music, which is like right like there, blasting just trap beats in my face.
Oh my
And then we were trying to say, I was talking to the band, and I was like, let's I'm kind of done. Let's just like pack up, tell the guy he can keep his extra money. Like, I'm really done right now.
Did he pay you some already?
So like the sorority paid us because like we completed the sorority set, and the guy was like, I'll pay you an extra $100 if you play an hour. I'm like, yeah, you keep your $100. Like, but and like the music was just in my face. Like, no, everyone was like, what are you saying? What are you saying? I was like, I was like, I had to leave.
Yeah,
so I
yeah.
was like, fuck. I just like stormed out, and I was like, hey, tell the guy he can keep his money. I'm done playing today. I do not want to be here. I was just so upset.
Yeah.
But it was, yeah, that was a bad moment.
That's probably like you talk about like pet peeves. Like when you're playing in the band, it's like people assume you're like a jukebox, and just like we'll just be like, we'll play this song, play this song, play this song, and then they'll just like, yeah, like play all these weird eclectic 80s synth pop songs. It's like, no, you know, I have to learn it. And
we worked hard on this set list. Like we had like, I think it was like 50 songs that
That's
we
insane.
rolling through.
God.
Like it was a lot, man.
So a 30 songs is 2 hours.
Wow.
So that's, and
Probably,
30
yeah.
songs is like more than most people have.
Yeah, no, it's
I
it was
don't
a long
think I know
time.
50 songs.
Like,
Like, I
crazy.
can't think
Like in
of
my
50
brain.
songs.
Like put
Yeah.
it like much less, dude. Like I
can play them or
yeah,
something.
dude. And I print out the lyrics, and like I just couldn't see them.
Yeah.
So like, dude, I don't know 50 lyrics worth of songs, so I would like repeat verse 1 like 3 times.
Nobody knows. It's fine.
Yeah,
it's
but I was like,
fine.
it's just frustrating. That's the thing. I am terrible with lyrics, man. Like I cannot memorize words for shit.
Mm.
I can't imagine. I don't have a musical background, and ask Charlie.
It's
I
tough.
still can't even sing the words of my favorite songs.
Nah, Kenny, you're probably definitely
think-
one of the smartest ones in the room. Doing
I think
their thing.
tambourine.
Yeah.
I think
yeah.
that's
And play nice triangle.
an option.
Mean
Yeah.
triangle.
Charlie, what's up?
Speaking of lyrics, I was gonna ask, what does the writing process look for you guys? Is
Oh,
there a sole
yeah.
writer? Is y'all
That's
all
a-
collaborate?
Good question. It's you want to start?
Yeah, I mean, pretty much like usually how it is. Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Come on, dude.
Yeah, I know. I'm off my game. It's my first podcast. Calm down. Pretty much it's like mostly Julian, sometimes me, will kind of have like an idea of a song. We'll create like, we'll call it like a skeleton essentially. Just like we'll have like a chorus idea or like a guitar riff or like sometimes a verse, a chorus, and like have the whole thing kind of planned out already. And then like sometimes some lyrics, sometimes not. And then usually like we kind of, one of us will bring that to the table with the band in like a group setting and like a practice or something like that. And we'll just kind of like just jam on different parts of it and see like what works, what doesn't work. You know, we've both had like whole song ideas we've brought and they just don't click.
Which
you know?
sucks because they're like, oh, I thought it was gonna work.
Yeah, yeah. You have this like really cool part and it's just not working. It's not happening. Like can't get a good like drum rhythm behind it. It's not really grooving with bass and stuff. And then like usually from there, it's like whoever's like idea it is kind of like leads the charge on where to take it as a group. So like, all right, well, let's think about what kind of drum pattern we want here, what kind of extra guitar part, and just kind of like they're kind of at the helm of guiding the rest of the band. And you know, obviously, like we don't tell the drummer like to what to exactly play. It's,
Right.
you know, we got or like bass or guitar or whatever. But it's kind of like almost like a default. Like if this was kind of like this was like your baby to start with, so you kind of have like a little bit of a final say about it of like where it should go as a full song. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's very much like for me, it's like a threefold process because like usually I start with a guitar riff and then I have the vocal melody to worry about and then I have the song structure to worry about. So like those are the three. Usually the guitar part comes like I've never written lyrics and be like, oh, I know exactly what this sounds like. Yeah. It's always like, oh, this sounds cool. I know what this what this sounds like the other way. But like I'll come up with a guitar riff, usually just kind of like messing around on the guitar, or like we're trying to be more accurate. Usually I'm just kind of fucking around. That's why all the songs are all over the place. Like it's just like, oh, messing around. Oh, this is cool. Let's do this, and it's good, but it's like, it's completely different from the last song. So we're trying to do a thing where we're like, we pick the song that we all really like, and we're gonna kind of shoot towards it, kind of get like a solidify a sound. But like once we get like a guitar riff down, it's tough to get lyrics for me.
Yeah, well, I was gonna say, where did the lyrics? Because in like I admit, they were really good.
Yeah,
really personal.
Very personal. That's the thing. Like, as personal as those were, I feel like almost like that those are like the lead that I feel the least attachment to for some reason. Like for me, I love, like, what really makes me happy is like writing like adventures. I don't know why. Like I wrote a stupid song about like the Mars rover. Like it just kind of like put myself in like that perspective. And I wrote a song the other day. It kind of worked with the band. I called it like Iron Pills. It's about like breaking out of a submarine brig. Like it was just like
It's a cool name.
I like that kind of like Jules Verne style of, that's what really makes me happy, like writing. But
Speaking of like Australian bands, do you listen to like? Have you ever heard of King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard?
hell yeah, dude.
They're like adventure music.
Yeah.
Like Murder of the Universe is like one of my favorite albums ever because it's just like talking about this like Balrog and this robot.
Wait, really?
Yeah,
Dude, I've only listened to
What's their big one?
not the I haven't. It's the one that the thrash one.
Infest the Rat's Nest.
Dude, hell
Planet
goes
B.
hard,
Yeah. All those are great. And so if you like adventure type music, Murder of the Universe is
Yeah.
like it's a trip. It is crazy.
I'll give it a listen.
Wait, that's King. I've never heard of them. That's an awesome name.
King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard.
That's so
They're
funny.
from
they're a wee
from
bit
I like the
eclectic.
name.
they're from Melbourne, I think, somewhere in
Somewhere
Australia.
Yeah.
Like I fucking love writing adventures.
Yeah,
like,
it's
but like
so
those
fun.
don't like. Not all of them like that, but like those are the ones that I really am like. Okay, I love these lyrics.
Right.
The other ones like almost like I feel like I don't really know what I'm doing. Like these aren't good, but they probably are all right, you know. But with the I Admit lyrics, like that was a very personal, like something like it was basically like an open book conversation that had just like, you know, between you and the ceiling, you know. It's like I'm fucking frustrated right now, like because everyone gets like, you know, it's okay to not be okay, and this is kind of like, but like for some reason that that should be really personal. I'm okay wearing my heart on my sleeve. Like it doesn't bother me. Like I'd rather.
You want to put it out there. Yeah.
Like that would never stop me from doing that, you know. But
And then you get the Blackfire lyrics.
yeah, dude. Blackfire's a mess, man, and it's fun. And I probably like those lyrics more, you know. Dude, Blackfire, that song, it was this close to getting scrapped.
Yeah, that's probably our most complex song we have out there. Just like, as far if you were to take like a musical analysis of that song,
I mean, it's a trip, man.
Yeah, it's just like it goes from what like D Phrygian dominant to D minor to a time signature change and a key change, and then back to like a mixolydian. It's just like it's like
all
this
over the
5.5
place.
minute just like gargantuan of a song sort of thing about
But it's
vampires.
Awesome. Yeah, he
or
wrote the
whatever.
lyrics. He wrote that.
Yeah.
one.
Oh,
It was-
I love that
yeah.
stuff.
It's
Yeah.
that's fun, you know. Like,
Yeah,
it's like,
I mean, like
I
we
listen to
both
that.
we're both big like Rush fans.
Oh
so,
my God.
Rush,
and like
man.
just like
I love
you know,
Rush.
people like either like love or hate like Neil Peart's like lyrics or whatever.
Yeah.
I absolutely love him, and
Yeah.
it's like
So
he
good.
read so much and just like combined all these like eclectic stories and books that he read
Right.
kind of into his lyrics. And I read a lot, and I just finished reading Dracula just because I like going through classic literature and stuff
Right.
like that. And Julian's like, yeah, you should make that the song.
It's like, yeah, that creepy thing we have. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, and just like kind of went just like full on with that.
That's so
But
cool.
it's-
One of my favorite stories is that I watched this like documentary about Rush, and they were touring with Kiss.
Yeah.
And Gene Simmons said like they would go and like they'd be out partying, and they'd be like, where like is the opening band? Like where are these like guys from Canada? And they'd go to the hotel room, and they'd be in their like hotel room like drinking cokes and reading books
Yeah.
instead of like out partying.
Yeah, dude.
That's so sick, dude.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, like, so we have that side, like, I love adventures. And then I also, you know, I'm a sucker for punk, you know? I
Yeah.
also like, you know, just like, fuck you
Yeah.
lyrics, you know?
Right.
I'm on Smoko, you
Yeah.
know? I love it. So, like, I think it's okay if there's a mix. For the lyrics are definitely, like, for me, it's more important to have, like a centralized, like, musical approach versus, like, a centralized lyrical approach. Like, we listen to, have you guys heard of the Kooks?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, so
They're like early 2000s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
so they're every single song was just about girls, and I was like,
Right.
okay, it's what else you got, you know? So I think it's okay to get a little diversity in there, lyrically at least.
Yeah. Y'all about ready to wrap it up?
Yeah, dude.
Has everything been said, you think?
Anything exciting like going on?
I'm excited about this cover thing, dude.
Yeah.
That sounds
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah, dude.
I'm excited that he's
too.
taking requests.
I'm a
All these girls can finally just
Play Rich Girls.
You know?
We'll
Yeah.
see if the Slaves and Bulldozers actually happens, because that is
we'll see.
It's
I
like-
might just throw a different one on there
okay.
to help you out a little bit.
Yeah, that's kind of like, I'm sure the same thing. It's like figuring out what to do when like venue gigs aren't like a normal thing right now. So
Yeah.
like that was kind of
Yeah.
like our
We started this.
yeah, and like that was kind of like I was like, all right, 2021. Like we always talk about like just like growing YouTube or whatever, and just like,
Yeah.
all right, well let's kind of make a consistent like Julian plays and sings just cover songs and takes
Once a
requests
week.
and kind of just does stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I mean, as far as like other stuff going on, like so we put out Blackfire and I Admit, and like we have like
We have 4 songs.
4
in
more
the
songs like
chamber.
in the chamber. Like we initially had plans to do like this like albums. We recorded all these songs like a while back, and then kind of COVID kind of threw all of our plans for like a structured release kind of out the window. So we're like, all right, well we still have all these songs when people hear us, so let's kind of just eke them out over time. So we'll probably put out another song. What was it? January. So probably around March. Probably the next time we'll put out another like single.
Yeah,
and
which
then-
which that whole process, man, like, because we wrote some of those songs like 4 years ago. So
Yeah.
it's kind of tough to be like, oh, I'm still really excited about this song. It was a good
Mm.
idea 4 years ago, but like they're still good. I believe in those songs,
Right.
but like, listening to a lot more punk now, so it's just very
Yeah.
different,
You're
you
just in
know.
a different mind state. You know?
Yeah,
You're a
it's-
different-
Yeah.
You're a different person.
Yeah, but that's what's on the menu right now for us.
I'm excited.
Yeah.
I feel like I know those guys.
I'm liking what y'all are doing. Next week, if you're still listening, God bless.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, thank you. So yeah, next week we'll have on Jack Podlesny. Jack Podlesny, if you don't know, he is the current UGA starting place kicker. He just
Let's
kicked
And
go.
our
the
roommate.
and our this guy loves
Quick rise
saying
to
that.
fame.
I like to
there.
brag.
Yeah, just kicked the game winner. Now he's a big man. Still small man in the house though.
Yeah, that's right.
Still unloading the dishwasher.
Pays
still
his rent like everybody else.
Yeah. Yeah. This has been fun. Thanks, Charlie, Kenny, and Parker.
Yeah,
doing
thanks
this
for
with
having
me.
us, man.
Dude,
It
yeah,
was
thanks for
fun.
coming over.
Great
Yeah.
time.
All right, so y'all got to promise to come back before you head to Australia or to Austin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I vote Sydney. That's my
All
Sydney.
right.
All right. Well, yeah, thanks y'all. Thank you all for listening, and yeah.
And next
see y'all
time,
next time.
we'll probably have a name.
Next time we'll have a
Maybe.
name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Gotta
Nothing's
be something
promised.
clever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll think of it.
This guy was
Banana bunnies.
We might be the
Yeah.
banana
this
bunnies.
guy was
Good one.
throwing some basic stuff out, and I was too busy just putting this table, drilling this hole. So
You didn't
You
drill the
know.
hole, dude. That was Jimmy. You told me that right before this. That was your dad.
yeah.
Doesn't
You
mow
know.
the lawn. Doesn't drill
Drill his own holes in his tables. Unreal.
That was a low
Yeah.
blow. Sorry.
All right. Well, we'll see y'all next week.
Yep.